Okay, I did my impressions of this device. I tried a few games. I have an idea of only aiming for a few consoles I want for this. Mostly going from my love for NEC consoles like TurboGrafx 16 or and PC Engine because there's like a whole bigger list of games for the PC Engine. There is the CD add-ons or combos like TurboGrafx 16 CD or Turbo Duo, which both of those consoles I have currently. There is the PC Engine CD, PC Engine Duo. Now that's now the Express. That was, to me, that was cutting edge, which, I mean, you can actually watch TV on it back then, which was something I could never afford back then and now. Well, maybe, just maybe, if I keep working hard at this content thing with leaving links in the description of things the way you guys can help. By the way, I did start a Patreon. That's down there too. Ask you all very, very, very nicely to buy stuff from the website or send tips or whatever you want to do. Maybe, just maybe, I can try and find a good price on one and try it out on the channel here. And if it need to be repaired, I can show you some of my ideas that just might work. I'm not sure. Well, I guess those are just big dreams. Look at me. No matter how much I play these devices, I always still have room to love original hardware. That's the reason why I'm going to slip up and add more consoles to this thing. For some reason, this handheld is asking me to try Sega Saturn. I'm curious to see if I can get away with it. I can't help it, dude. Well, it just, whatever. Okay, I'm ready to just have some fun. Let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. All right, before we jump in, I don't consider my videos as how-to setups. You can follow on if you want. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes. The goal for this, I want to install Cannoli or Cannoli, whatever, some awesome flea on the screen. As long as it gives us nostalgia, we don't need bug spray. These are just my steps. So let's jump in. Okay, first, I don't know about you guys, but I like to format all my SD cards. Every time I get them in, doesn't matter if they new, that's just me. So with this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and just like give it a little name. This is the with a FAT32. This is the 32 gig right here. So that one's all set, okay? And then next we're gonna I'm gonna format my other SD card, and I'm just gonna give it like a name. This is what I'm gonna name it, them sweet games. Oh yeah. I might have to like change the name, like, you know what I'm saying, a little bit shorter because of the characters, but we're just gonna go for it. Okay. Then right there, that's done. Okay. All right. Then I like to use GY format, and this one's gonna be, you know, so I can go ahead and make sure that it's FAT32. That's just me. You might not have to do it. I just do it. So that's just what I'm doing. Okay. So we're gonna go next. We're gonna go to Cannoli or Cannoli, whatever I said, just like I said, on the screen, and we're gonna find this RG40xxV, and we're gonna download that. That's the one I'm gonna get, and that's the one I'm gonna take. Okay, time to put the recipe together. Contents of the zip file, so you gotta unzip it. I'm using the etcher and the 32 gig SD card. Okay, we're gonna put all those three together, and then bibbity bobbity boo. So we're gonna let that mix, and we're gonna give it a bit, and we're gonna let it fast forward, and done. Now back to our handheld. We're gonna go ahead and go on the left side and pop the 32 gig SD card right up in here, and we're gonna let it power up for the first time to let it do its thing. It's gonna take a bit, so let it load, and we're gonna get to a screen. All right, we're gonna make sure that the controls are working. We ain't gonna do too much, just do a little movement. That's all we want to do. We just want to check and see everything looking good, looking good, looking good. So we're gonna power it down. We're gonna pop that other SD card up in there. This is just what I do. You can insert it while it's on. This is what I am doing. Then we're gonna power it back on. Now after that sweet device is on, you're going to press start and we're going to go down to system settings. You're going to scroll all the way down, real nice and simple, like just looking through as you're doing it. Then you're going to scroll all the way down until you see storage device. Just going to click on that and I'm going to use my sweet games. That's the one that I'm going to select. Then we're just going to head back. That way now we're all set up. And then now it's asking me to go ahead and reset everything. So we're going to go ahead and give it a reboot. So you're just going to push start and quit. Going to let it reset so that way it can just be set up and everything else. Guess what, you guys? Your SD card is ready for you to add those sweet, nice games. So why don't you take that SD card after you get through quitting your device and shutting it down, and let's get the computer and let's go ahead and transfer those games so we can get going. Oh yeah. All right, you guys, this is where the crossroads is gonna hit right here. At this point in time, if you have that old SD card that's from the device itself, you can go ahead and transfer those games, those or ROMs, to this new SD card that you have, or you can add your own library of games. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to get those games. That's up to you, which I have talked about how you can get games if you want to. I mean, there's different ways of doing it, and I'm quite sure that you should be able to find it. I am not going to sit there and actually pinpoint. That's up to you. That's your call. Okay. So, but overall, if you got this far with devices, I'm quite sure you got games, ROMs set up on your other devices. So take those ROMs or take some of those ROMs and transfer it here. All right. So we're going to make sure we're going to get our BIOS, all of our BIOS files. You're going to do all that. There's, just like I said, there's different ways. I'm even going to leave in a link in the description of one of those hard drives where a whole bunch of games is on it. So if you want to get one of those, yeah, just do that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and like transfer our games and ROMs to this SD card, and we're gonna go back. Now, this is another thing. If you want to, okay. Now, about scraping, okay. I got an app on my desktop that I use for scraping, which is faster because you can do it from your device, which I'm going to show you. That's up to you. I rather do it from the app itself on the PC and get it all out the way. That's your choice. Let me pause here for just 1 second. Those of you who really wants to learn how to use Screen Scraper and you want me to kind of show you how to use Screen Scraper, I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, so I don't want to mess around with that. So if you guys really want me to show you how to use Screen Scraper, it's really fun to use. Just go ahead and like join my Patreon page and then let me know in the comments that you joined my Patreon and then just say Scraper next to it. Then what I'll do, I'll create a video for you guys on in-depth of how to use Scraper. It is so much easier. That way I can go ahead and really show you guys. And there's going to be a lot of other things that I'm going to be kind of like doing on the Patreon page instead of the YouTube page. So join the Patreon. That will be a big help. Plus that's going to be discounts for you guys. You can get goodies from the website. That way I can push out more content. And also me and my wife, we work together on the website. So that will be a big help so we can get more product in, like more used games and consoles and stuff like that. So all right, let's hop back into it. Now, remember when I told you I was just gonna only download just a couple of consoles on this thing? Yeah, that didn't work out the way I expected. So yeah, I kind of got it bad. I got it bad. I went in on this thing. I did. But you know what though? It's nothing but sweet games on here. And I set everything up. Now, make sure that you're going to go to your network setting and set your network up. Set your network up so you can get your Wi-Fi. You'll get an indication at the top. Now, I've been downloading using some of the scraperies up on here. And make sure you do your updates. And if you notice that it really takes a toll on your battery when you just like download on here. So I just usually like to just try to download the themes or the stuff like that. But since I already use my scraper on my computer, then I'm just going to go ahead and download this right here. This theme is one of my favorite. Yes, I'm going to download that, and which I already got that installed. So now that I got that set up right now, so we're going to go ahead and set that in, and we're going to arm that so we can show that new look, and it's going to look really nice. And we're going to show that off. Look at that. See, I already got my video and everything. Look at that. That is sweet. Look, this is a handheld right here. This is nice right here. And I know when you look at that, you look at those old school classic games, it's like looking at something like super attractive, huh? It's like nice. Oh yeah, look at that. And you know what? Even like recommendations just make you really want to like play those games. And the way I have the thing set up, it's just like, I could pick my games out and it has my videos on the background and it's just lovely. Very, very lovely. Now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go ahead and go to one of the consoles that I did not really scrape on here. I had like some box art, whatever that was up in here, but I'm just gonna show you on here how to do it. I'm not going to show it fully, but I'm just going to show you a little bit. Okay. Virtual Boy got a couple of like, so you can see like the box art a little bit, but it doesn't have no video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push start. Then we're going to go to scraper. Then I'm going to go to scraper. And then you have to basically sign in and everything. Use your username and password. Okay. Don't forget that. Once you set that up, then I'm just going to go down and which is one selected. If you want to do multiple, that's up to you. In this point, I already have box art. So I'm just going to push no. And then I'm just going to say scrape now. Then I'm just going to let it chill. Okay. Now that it's done, we're going to go ahead and update game list or go to game settings. We're going to update game list and say yes. And now that sweet video is in there, right in the back of it. So if you go to another one, you're going to see some movement. Yeah, I just wanted to just kind of show you those. Now I know I hear you asking right now, dear famous, what happened to those sweet games that you was talking about when you was talking about TurboGrafx 16 or NEC? Well, let's go ahead and show you. And if you need to go ahead and exit out, just press the middle M button and B at the same time. And then you could just go back and then go to quit because you should not use RetroArch at this point. That's how you can exit out. Now, Sega Saturn is something I said earlier that I wanted to test out. So I only put one game on here. So let's check it out. I noticed there was a few little dips in the sound, but it still seemed like it's playable. So I don't think it's not too bad. It's not stopping the gameplay. So we already know this chipset. So we figured that it might play some of these and it might not. It's give or take when it comes down to these systems. Okay. So there you have it, you guys. The way I see it is if something ain't working right, just go ahead and uninstall it. Just take it off. That way you don't have to worry about it and focus up on the games that you really want to play and the games that's working very, very well. You can try it out. You can try tampering with the settings. That's up to you. What I didn't tamper with the settings. I could tamper with it if you want to. You can mess around and make the gameplay better if you want to. Me, I'm not going to go through all that. I got other handhelds that I can use that will play this no problem off the back. So, all right, you guys, with that being said, I'm going to be out, you guys. I hope that everything worked out for your handheld and what ideas you come up with and what you'll see yours and what did you install up on yours and what games you're going to be playing. So, all right, you guys, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. And from Gamer to Gamer, thanks for watching.